that because it's April Fool's is on Saturday.
We could do a whole false prediction show.
Well, we're already live, so hey, join us for.
We're doing post game on our show, but it's opening day, and we thought we'd do a stream. So this is going to be a bonus video content for anyone who wants to watch. We'll take questions in the comments. What the heck was? Sorry,
it's gonna be a mess.
Just had a Japanese beetle fly at my face. Nice. It's gonna be one of those type of evenings. Yeah, we're just gonna be doing some post production and then watching the game ourselves and reacting. So it's a chill environment to discuss the great game of baseball.
That is right. I am not paying attention at all. Who has the Guardians only hit tonight? Is it?
It's Will Brennan. That was the liner off of Luis Castilla's head.
That's right.
Man, I look sinister in the opening live stream. I forgot to put opening day live stream. It just says opening live stream. And I look downright. You're like looking down and smiling, and I look like I am plotting to harm people. Not. Thank you, streaming software. Hey, we finally have some watchers.
Hey, if you guys if you're tuning in, ask us some questions. Let us know what your thoughts on the game are. So the game is so far.
Yeah, we're gonna do some post production on the show itself too. This will also let me know if when I'm editing sound files, if that will play in the background while recording. Don't do that. So you get to see a little behind the scenes while we get to talk baseball of all sorts.
That's right.
Thank you to anyone who joins in, watches, does whatever. He's feeling like booty. The Guardians aren't playing great right now, but Luis Castilla is really flipping good. So you're gonna have when you're facing Luis Castilla, this is kind of what happens. He's really good. And then the problem is you're not and we're wishing the Rays a good season as well. To the commenter there, I think, in a game like this, normally you'd be like, well, hopefully you can get to the bullpen, but Seattle's bullpen is
pretty good.
Awesome,
you know what though?
And I'm fine with Brendan starting in right.
They did. Last year they had a game where they faced. I don't know if it was Luis Castillo or who it was, but they came back. It might have been Castillo. They came back late in the game. They somehow outlasted the Mariners in one of the games. That was late in the year in Seattle. Castillo's locked in.
But I mean, honestly, it's not like any lineup's doing super well in this one. Seattle's had a few more moments, but it's been a
for sure.
Nice play there by Naylor.
Bieber's been good tonight. Look at that. Okay, when you listen to the podcast tomorrow, you'll understand the reference. But Jeff has been spoiling everything for me. Everything for me tonight since the start of the podcast. So when you hear it tomorrow, you will know. But if you don't want anything good in your life spoiled by Jeff, anything you're looking forward to, like the World Baseball Classic, no, like other things. Jeff is great.
Thank you to someone who just donated money. We've never had that happen before. That's you are the first person to ever do that, Landon.
Landon Frame. All right.
Frame. That's very kind of you. I didn't know that was a thing we could actually have happen, but that kind of blows my mind. I was looking down. I'm like, what's this? I've seen that happen when I watch some of the streamers I watch for video games, but I didn't know it was a thing. So thank you, Landon. That's very kind. It's kind of mind blowing. We need to get rid of Miles. Listen, I'm still gonna. Miles Straw had a nice catch. Miles Straw is Miles Straw. We'll have to see.
Oh, are you kidding me? I thought Jose was going to throw out Rally there, but wow, almost.
Or did that hit him? I thought it hit the mound.
No, it hit off Bieber's leg, but Jose chased that down. I thought he was going to throw out Cal Rally, but it was a heck of an attempt. But I think Bieber's okay. I'm sure it just.
Yeah, I mean, he was laughing and smiling.
Oh, it went off his Achilles or his foot or something. Jeez, just what we need
back of his foot.
Hey, there were quite a few injuries today. I mean, Justin Verlander went on the IL just before the Mets opened the season. That was a late announcement that he had a teres major strain as well.
Teres major, the injury of the year so far.
I know. Actually, I was listening.
There goes
to,
mine. There goes mine.
I don't even know where that is. I don't have enough muscle there.
I don't either. I just know it's somewhere in my back.
I was on the press conference this afternoon with Chris Antonetti, talking about the extensions and the roster and all that kind of stuff. And I heard Zach ask Chris Antonetti. He was like, "You guys, tried to learn more about the Teres major injury?" And he was like, "Yeah, we're trying to learn all we can about it. Unfortunately,
you can get a Teres major steak. I just found that out while trying to find."
That sounds like a tough steak. I'm not into that.
So that is your Teres major, from what I understand. I'm looking at things.
Little doctor's edition here tonight.
It's like right kind of back in here, like it's a shoulder connector muscle
below your shoulder blade. Yeah.
So. There we go.
Yeah.
DP to end it.
So. Spoiler alert. Also, that's Guardians After Dark.
No, it was yes. I stated it that way intentionally because we're not going to put this up as a podcast. It doesn't have to be quite as family friendly.
It's just going to be.
But I was just going to roll over that. I was just going to roll over that statement.
Yeah, it's your lower back. But no, Zach was asking Antonetti about that, and they're like, "Yeah, we've tried to learn as much as we can about it, or whatever." And he was just like, it's an injury that's happening more around the league. And I was like,
yeah.
I know I've seen a couple other guys get it, and mostly it felt like it's been Cleveland, but then, Justin Verlander had it, and I'm like, well, that's funny. So I'm really curious to see if anybody out there is in PT. I got a buddy
Brandon.
PT, I could ask him.
He was at IVI like after I left, but I think before you got there.
Yeah.
You remember Brandon
Bowers? Yeah.
Bowers. Yeah, he's the guy we got to reach out to. We got to have Brandon on the show. Like, Brandon, let's come on and talk Teres majors.
I could ask my buddy who graduated from Kent State with a degree in physical therapy, and I can ask him.
I might be able to just ask my wife. She doesn't necessarily know muscle groupings, but she's an anthropologist, like physical anthropologist. So back when all the players were, you had all the age lying about guys, the Wally Brannons and the Roberto Hernandez. I just straight asked her, I'm like, hey, is there a way to find out if like someone's age by checking stuff? And then one of her colleagues, actually the Guardians approached the colleague, who was a well-respected name at Wright State at the time, about such a thing. Like they do look into this stuff. I can say that because the person approached didn't. It's like, I think this football team, the Cleveland Indians, asked about how we can test age based on phone stuff. I'm like, it's a baseball team.
Football team.
Yeah, that's great. But again, this wasn't my wife; it was someone she's worked with. I am on the pitch clock. I know.
It hasn't been noticeable yet. Me. Like,
but then again, I spent a lot of time working minor league games, so like I'm used to this.
Yeah. The game has gone a lot faster. I will say for West Coast games, it's a good thing. We have not avoided talking about the pitch clock at all. The game is not rushed. I mean, I have looked up a couple times, and after a guy has, there was one fly ball to Stephen Kwan, and I was like, a couple of seconds later, I was like, geez, there's already in there out. Like, so it did go faster, but I have no issue with the pitch clock. Honestly, I'm like Jeff. I am at minor league games more often than I'm at major league games. I have seen minor league games the last couple of years of the pitch clock, and I haven't noticed it at all. Like, I don't think about it when I'm there. It doesn't enter my mind. The players don't really talk about it as much. Like, I've asked them before, and the minor league guys are just like, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of, we just kind of play the game, and it gets you into a rhythm, and you start playing at that pace, and you just forget about it. Like, I cannot tell you, I went to probably at least 15 or 16 Lake County Captains games last year, and I don't know if I noticed one pitch clock violation, to tell you the truth. I know I watched a game on MILB TV last year. There was like one or two in Lynchburg I saw. AAA, same thing. Like, we talked to Peyton Battenfield. I talked to Peyton Battenfield on another podcast. We talked to Tim Herron. You talked to Hunter Gaddis, and none of them even like brought it up. It wasn't even like a concern. Like, they're going to get used to it. And I truly think fans who are worried about it right now at all, I guarantee you by May or June, you're not even going to think about it, because it's just going to be the pace of the game. Like, there's just no dead time now. You're not waiting you're not waiting 10, 30 extra seconds for a guy to dawdle around the mound, pick up the rosin, and do whatever. Like, I'm not really super concerned about it. Someone asked, where's Oscar? Oscar, they're going to, I think Robbie Ray pitches tomorrow. I'm sure Oscar will be there tomorrow. And
yeah, I think they're just having him sit against hard righties, just like you'd have someone. See, someone said that the Terrace Major propels your arm forward. The Red Sox had a ton of violations.
The Red Sox stinks. You know what? They deserve it. The Red Sox stink.
Jackson Merrill is a good guy to watch on the Padres. I agree. To Landon, who's commented, Jackson Merrill is a really exciting young prospect for that Padres team.
I agree. I forgot Corey Kluber started opening day for the Red Sox today. That's a bummer. My buddy Spencer.
Yeah, they are swinging at everything. And Naylor, I don't want to get myself in trouble. He feels.
Go ahead.
Well,
get yourself in trouble. Do it.
He looks a little bigger this year than last year, which is surprising because last year he couldn't move at all. And I don't know. It's just something you have to watch. Listen, I'm a big body dude. I know how easy it is for that to shift one direction, and then it's hard to go back. But that is a little bit of a concern for me.
My buddy texted me back when I went to Kent State for physical therapy, Spencer. He said tons of extension in the shoulder, internal rotation pitching the baseball, and guys giving max effort more than ever. So I wonder if it's a max effort thing. And maybe that could be it. So that makes a little sense. I don't know. It just seems like I don't recall that injury as much like the last before 2020. Like when Clevenger and Clase both had it. We talked about this yesterday. When they both had it, I feel like that was the first I'd ever really heard about it. And then and it probably wasn't the first time it ever happened, but it was the first time ever really hearing about it more commonly. And now I feel like we hear about it a lot more. So I wonder if that is connected with kind of max effort. And I don't really know how you can.
I will say, just for people who want to see some behind the scenes while we're working on stuff, my one comment to you, Justin, is our ads went out of control today.
Oh, good. That's good. I'm sure. Well, the Game Time one I rambled, and the FanDuel one I had to add in on my bets tonight. Let me get a quick update on my bets since we're talking about FanDuel. I'm sure.
Yeah, those were each 2 or 3. Like the Game Time one, we'll have to cut. Like I know they put so much in that ad read, but it's that was almost a 3-minute one. So we're gonna have to cut and curtail what they give us, and then we talked about some bets in the second one. So
we did talk about some bets. Let me tell you about my bets right now. Let's see how they're doing. Josh, I got Julio Rodriguez to record a hit. That's a no still. Andres to record a hit. That's a no. Bieber 5 strikeouts. He's got 3. I think he'll get 5. Happy lockdown. Happy opening day to, I'm not sure. Is that Stacy on Locked On Yankees?
Yes, probably. Unless it's Steve, but probably.
Steve or Stacy. Happy lockdown opening day to you as well. I watched some of that Yankees game today. Anthony Volpe, he is my rookie of the year pick this year, as you'll hear on the podcast tomorrow, on my Dynasty League fantasy team. So I hope he has a great season. Luis Castillo, I have 5+ strikeouts. He is currently at 5, so he needs 1 more strikeout. I think he'll get that. Cal Raleigh, RBI. Jose Ramirez, 2 total bases. Not there yet. And
someone saying in our comments that Oscar Gonzalez is left-handed.
I think he meant Brennan. Was left-handed.
Okay.
Or he's lefty because today.
Because when you got a really hard guy.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, look, you can play the matchups. The hard thing with those two is I don't necessarily know that Oscar needs.
Nice recovery there by Rosario. That was not a good throw.
Once again, you are ahead of me. You are just killing me tonight with these spoilers, man. I don't really need a platoon Oscar. I think it really Castillo's really tough, like Jeff said.
Yeah, I think it's just against the really tough ones. It makes sense.
They used to do that with Jim Thome back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm kind of reminded of with this.
That was not a good throw by.
Okay, so I understand KG, that's fine. I get that you're not a fan of the pitch clock. Like I said, I've just been I don't know if I want to say indoctrinated to it, or I've got I was in AA Akron the year it got implemented there. And I'm just used to it. I am just 100% used to it. So it's not a big thing to me because I spent so much time covering it. And I got to close this window with Terrace Majors. I just see a lot of backs on my screen whenever I look over, and it's disturbing me. So like for me, I get for maybe a lot of people it is, and if you don't like it, then that's totally fair. I mean, this is going to be one of those things that is going to cause debate. I'm just used to it, like having been through it, so it's not going to be as much. I hope you don't think we're dismissing you with it. I want to explain that, like, I think it's a fair take, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. Soylent Green is indeed people. It is people. I do agree with you there.
Yeah,
man, did you see Stacy's comment? It's Stace. She let us know, and that Stace, one of our favorite people to have on in network. We had some great crossovers during the postseason. Go check out Locked On Yankees. She does some great, unbiased, hilarious takes. You get true reactions from Stacy that are always a lot of fun
over there at Locked On Yankees. I agree with you. I mean, look, if you don't like the pitch clock, that's fine. I honestly feel like, though, give it a chance. I think as the season goes on, you will notice it a lot less. I don't think it'll be you won't think about it as much as the season goes on, but we'll see. I'm not saying I don't like more baseball. Trust me, nobody likes more baseball than I do. I love baseball, and I don't ever want to go to the ballpark and be like, man, we're already home and it's 2 hours later. But you're getting more action for the time that you're there. So
it might help, like, people like me who are a little ADD, like no time to like get sucked into your phone, no time to like move away from it. You just got to be focused on the game at all times because it's coming at you fast.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I like look up. I'm like, oh, runner at third. Because again, doing editing in the background while this.
I mean, it's great for West Coast games. Trust me. I've had a migraine all day, which is really frustrating on the first day of baseball season to have a migraine. And this game might actually be over before 1 a.m. I feel like whenever they play West Coast games at 10 o'clock, I always feel like the game is not over till 1 a.m. Tonight, it might be over at like 12 or 12:30. I don't know. I'm okay with that. BG216, should Eli become a starter while Tristan's out? No, it's going to be Hunter Gaddis. They're kind of the same pitcher, right? Like,
yes, they are. I mean, that's the thing. I was the guy from the start with Eli Morgan who's like, put him in the pen, 2-pitch, get him through the minors quickly. But now there's 2 outs. No, I can get that. It does. I wonder if like it never happened, but like variable pitch clock, like in the big moments, like if you could have more time, like in those like late in the game, if maybe you expended the timeout. I don't know, but I do get that. Like it feels like in the postseason there maybe shouldn't be one.
Yeah. What do you think about? Somebody asked us in the comments, or no, someone tweeted at me. I think it's a listener of the show. Tweeted me the other night and said, or tweeted both of us the other night and said, what was Bieber's velocity this spring? You know, he was down last year. His start last Saturday against the Rockies, broadcast had velocity, which for whatever reason, that was a 92-mile-an-hour pitch. That's the first I've seen of that. So that's my point I was getting to. Whatever reason, most of the games in Arizona for spring training do not have velocity on them. Like if you compare the spring training games in Florida and the spring training games in Arizona, like there are some ballparks in the Grapefruit League that have a hookup to StatCast. And is that Julio Rodriguez's hit? No, it's not. Will Brennan drags that down. It's good. Bad for my bet, but good for the Guardians because that would have scored a run. But Grapefruit League games have a lot of StatCast data and velocity on their broadcast. And if you look at on the other side of things in Arizona, which is interesting because they have the Arizona Fall League, and some of those ballparks do have StatCasts for the AFL. But most of the Cactus League games, you don't see velocity on broadcast, and some of that is team-driven. And I don't know what else the other issue is there. They don't have StatCasts hooked up in the ballpark, or at least not publicly. Not surprised the Guardians don't because they are very secretive with that data.
Yes, but, they do not. Guardians do not share. They're like my 5-year-old. They do not believe that sharing is something that they do not even acknowledge that it exists.
Yeah. So the Guardians broadcasts don't have a lot of Arizona ones. But Colorado was one of the few broadcasts this year that I saw had velocity. So he was 90-91 against the Rockies in his last spring training start, but he got 28 swings and misses that night, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, he looked really good in that one.
Yeah, 90-91. It was pretty good. And I was like, all right, well, maybe that's the last start of spring training. Maybe he is, holding a little back, but he still looked pretty good. He's been 90-91 tonight. So what are your thoughts on Bieber being a 90-91? Like, is this the new normal for him? Because it was last year.
I think so.
And are you okay with that being the new normal?
Yeah, but it does mean that there's not as much wiggle. I think that it's part of the reason too why, like, even if I had infinite funds, he maybe isn't the guy I want to race out and give $25 million a year. And maybe that's unfair on my Maddox. Like, Maddox still threw like mid-90s. Like, I saw someone put, like, a lot of talk with Maddox is like he could still bring it, surprisingly. Bieber that low, I don't know. It's a little concerning.
Yeah, I mean, he was good enough last year to get by with it, and
I mean, he was a top 10 pitcher in the American League last year.
Yeah, and let's be honest too. We are in an age of baseball where guys are throwing their fastball a lot less. They are throwing their secondaries a lot more. Shane Bieber's got 2 good secondaries with his slider and his curveball. So if he just, sequencing and pitch usage is important for him. This is why I say, we talk about, you're going to listen to this on the podcast tomorrow when we put it up, about trading for Corbin Burns.
Yeah, we have a lot of Corbin Burnson references tomorrow.
Yes, if you're a big fan of Major League and LA Law and Psych, you'll love tomorrow's episode.
Now name a fourth thing.
Especially a Psych. Yeah, no, I'm out. He was on was he on The Last of Us? Was that not The Last of Us? One of those sad NBC shows. What was it? It was an ABC show, one of those sad ones. Anyway, you trade for Corbin Burns, right? And you trade Bieber and recoup what you got for Burns. You know what I mean?
And then you just accept the draft pick for Burns when the time comes,
right? Right. Yeah. Or, you extend Burns. I don't know. Maybe he might be worth it more. We'll see. But, I mean, you can at least for this year, if the things are going well, I'm going to
upload the show right now. So if I get super laggy, I apologize. I'm doing some uploading.
So I'll take some other questions.
I'm going to be transparent about that.
Yeah. Feel free to keep throwing the questions in as we're doing this. Someone said, how are people feeling about Zinio's defense? Yeah, it's been shaky so far. The
metrics on blocking were not great for him.
They were not, and he continues to prove that so far. His one throw down to
people
second.
Really don't like Gaddis in the comments anywhere. That's no one trusts our scouting report on him.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about it. Look, neither of us thinks that Gaddis is a long-term starter. We both think that he is a solid reliever at best. That's fine. I mean, this is a short-term thing. We'll see what happens. Castillo on that Rusty, no shock. Yeah, I know Burns got hit today. BG216, any chance Gavin moved up in July? I think by July, Gavin Williams should be in AAA. Here's a spoiler alert for you. I didn't tweet this, but I heard yesterday that Tanner Bybee will be in Columbus to start the season. And
given the information we were told not to share.
Well,
I know other people have reported it since.
The roster's out tomorrow, but we got information yesterday we were told not to share, but this is a medium where I'm not as concerned about it anymore, and the news is going to be out. But Tanner Bybee will start the year in Columbus, and he will not pitch their first series in Iowa. He's going to join them in Columbus. I think Logan Allen is the same. I think their rotation I saw was Pilkington, Battenfield, and I think maybe Allen is starting to start first. Well, Scott, I think Scott's the fifth. Adam Scott might be the fifth starter. I think right? The rotation was some order of Pilkington, Battenfield, Allen, Bybee, and Adam Scott. I think Adam Scott is just temporary until they, get the injuries under control with the Gaddis and Curry situation, since they're in major leagues and they both.
That's going to probably take at least a month, though.
Yeah, or Cantillo moves his way to AAA. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. Luis Castillo's got 6 strikeouts. That's one of my bets. I hit there. Not happy about it, but you know,
I
there
mean,
it
I
is.
saw someone earlier comment about this team, you know, swings too much. I mean, that was a story a year ago. That's kind of one of the things they do. They don't work pitchers. Like that's kind of one of those things. Like for as much focus as there is on this team, like not having power, there's also not a lot of guys who walk. And you know,
That's why Josh Bell was important. Yeah.
I mean, he walks some, but it's not like a huge rate.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem for them. That's why George
I enjoy
Valero
Perry
also
Mason
made
as
the
well. Just a comment, go through the comments. Yeah, well, I mean, and like Castillo's really flipping good. So like, no one's making good contact. But
yeah,
and yeah, Richard's right. Bieber it took him like his velocity went up as the year went on last year. So
yeah, and it worked out just fine for him. It worked out just fine for him. Don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Look, this time next year, Shane Bieber is going to be pitching for. That's what he should have done. And this time next year, I didn't want to do the prediction now, but who is Shane Bieber going to be pitching for this time next year, Jeff?
Give me one. Oh, don't close that. What am I doing? Let me look at that real quickly and see where I think he's going. Well, I was thinking the Giants. You know, it was kind of the top of my head.
I don't like anybody the Giants have to offer right now. You know who'd be fun that could use him? I think would be beneficial for Cleveland. The St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah,
I mean, Cardinals. You're not going to get Tink Hence. You're not going to get Gordon Graceffo.
Well, you'll probably get someone off their roster. Honestly, like you're probably looking at, a Dylan Carlson as part of the return.
Yeah, man, I had high hopes for Dylan Carlson. I'm a big fan. He has not really panned out the way I'd hoped.
A year ago at this time, you could go find the podcast on here of me talking about how Lars Nootbaar is blocked in St. Louis, and they should try to acquire him for a reliever. If only that had happened.
I'd say, can you get Alec Burleson? I kind of like him. Can you get Nolan Gorman? But that's probably too late for him.
I mean, maybe is Gorman even in their lineup? Like he is so.
Yeah, he is. You know who I wanted this offseason that they didn't trade, but I really like Juan Yepez. I know he didn't make the opening day roster for them, but I like Juan Yepez, so I'd be super interested to see.
I mean, Dylan Carlson doesn't start for them, so
yeah. Hey, if you want a little behind the scenes post production, Jeff, do you have ad times for the first ad?
Let's see. Bieber for Walker, who says no. Yes, give me 1 second to pull here. I have the
Cardinals. The Cardinals.
I have 1310 and then 2142.
Cool. So when you listen to the podcast tomorrow, 13 minutes is an ad. Just so you're all.
It's the end of the ads. You want the end time, not the start time, right?
Yeah. The Guardians cannot get Jordan Walker. The Guardians couldn't get Jordan Walker right now for Shane Bieber, let alone next season. I would not do that trade if I were the Cardinals. Jordan Walker.
The Red Sox are terrible. They're not going to trade for Bieber. The Red Sox are a mediocre team at best.
Yeah.
I think
there's nobody in that system I want.
I really have to drill down on rotations, but I think Seattle's definitely in the conversation for best rotation. I'd really have to kind of look around the league, but they might, especially I don't know. I really think Logan Gilbert and George Kirby are going to take steps forward this year.
I agree.
And those were just such steal. Again, people are going to get tired of me tooting my own horn, but those are guys that I was significantly higher on than where they went. I think I had them both as top 10 talents, and both times they fell. And Seattle got one at 17 and one at 20, and it's great. But I guess that also kind of says maybe pay attention to my draft rankings between the Jordan Walkers and those two. But there's always the other side of it. I can point out some ones I missed on. I just think it's going to be hard for the Red Sox to be competitive for a while when that division is as tough as it is. The Red Sox minors,
their farm system stinks.
Top heavy. It's top heavy. The top is fun, but they're not in a good place. And they don't draft well out of the first round. I mean, what was it? Was it Hickney was the catcher where they gave him a ton of money, so they didn't sign Jude Fabian. Like, so everyone gets mad that the Mets didn't sign Kumar Rocker, but the Boston Red Sox that same year drafted Jude Fabian, knowing they wouldn't give him his ask, and then tried to force him to take less money than he had asked for, saying, you don't want to go back and be a senior. He had a deal in place with what I understand to be at the time Baltimore, and it's funny. So a year later, Baltimore drafts him and signs him, and he did, I think, get less money than, or maybe slightly more than he got offered the year before. But it's like they miss out on that second round pick and all that development because they decided to evaluate Nathan Hickney higher than Jude Fabian in terms of like which guy you have to go out and sign.
Hey Jude, don't make it sad. You said Jude, so I had to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a guy to watch this year. Like, he could be a huge helium prospect guy. Yeah. Mason Wynn is interesting, but I think if you're making a trade, it's like your
shortstops.
You don't need more shortstops. I do think Dylan Carlson.
Oh, he's out. No, you didn't get the tag in there soon enough, Rosario. Way to go, bud.
Nice throw, though. Yeah, but Rosario was just like, that's on Rosario.
Why did he take so long to get the tag on him? He's saying review that, but I don't think.
I don't think he had him. That was a nice throw.
I'm gonna watch again. It was a good throw. What was Rosario doing? He was super slow to get to the bag. That was strange. Trade him at Rosario right now. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, if the Dodgers were healthy, I agree with someone who said the Dodgers were best one, but Walker Buehler not pitching this year is a big part of that.
Are we talking about the best rotation right now? We're talking about who could trade for Shane Bieber. I got lost.
We're talking both. They're both coming up in there. Someone else saying Naylor looks bigger. Naylor looking good.
Hey, I'm bigger too. I get it.
I am.
I don't think they need.
I don't think that was a bad throw. Did you think that was a bad throw?
It was okay.
It was on them. I mean, it was strong. He has a turn and spin.
It was a good throw for the situation, but I think it wasn't like super ag. I just think Rosario could have been faster to get to the tag. How about this for Shane Bieber? They've got an interesting stable of. Okay. They've got an interesting stable of prospects, and they could use they could promote a couple pitchers, but how about the Diamondbacks for Shane Bieber? They've got some interesting prospects to come back.
I mean, I like them, but I feel like they're kind of like in that in-between phase. Like, they're not going to trade for a guy who's a year away from free agency.
1 year left. Okay. Astros? The Astros pitching depth. I'm sorry. The Astros have lost a lot of pitching. They lost Garrett Cole. They lost Justin Verlander.
I mean, they still have depth. They don't have like that top of the rotation type of guys, but they have some depth. That makes them kind of interesting. Get Drew Gilbert.
Oh, yes. Straight up, Shane Bieber, Drew Gilbert. I mean, look, a year left for a Cy Young contender. Yeah, you're not going to get
a little. You get more than that, but
I would take.
Can I throw a crazy one at you?
Please do.
The New York Mets. Who, Brett Batty could probably play for the Guardians right now, and he's sitting in AAA. Kevin
where would he play? Where would he play in Cleveland? That's the question.
I mean, he could be part of that like first base DH platoon situation. If not him, you can always also discuss guys like Kevin Parada and some of the other interesting. Like the Mets have like actually a pretty deep minors that's fairly interesting. So I'm just gonna throw that out there if a team's going in.
Yeah.
Who do I think is going to be the first reliever in?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yale. That's my guess.
Yeah, I would say Yale. Bieber's got to get to the sixth here first.
He's through the sixth. He's fine. Oh,
spoilers. Jeff is killing the spoilers today.
How is like my basement Wi-Fi that like freezes every single episode of the show?
I am watching Bally's on my computer, so it's.
I'm using the MLB one because just if anyone doesn't know, I'll just throw it into this. I have T-Mobile, so I'm using. You get free MLB TV if you do that, and since again I live in Milwaukee, I get the broadcast.
Hey, how about this? Before we started recording, I tried to watch the rest of the White Sox and Astros game on my MLB TV subscription. I was blacked out. Of watching the White Sox and Astros. Like, what the heck is that?
Now, I know Cleveland currently is beat up pitching staff wise thing. So what's going on with Tristan? If they weren't beat up, let me throw a hypothetical your way. Okay. Would you talk to the Yankees about trading them like a Plesac?
What like right now or at some point this year?
Right now, like if everyone was healthy.
At this very moment, no, I would not.
You wouldn't do it to start the year?
No, I think if you get throughout, you got to get through part of the year first. It's too risky because you've already seen what the it's the ESPN. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. Sure, it was
today's game.
Astros and White Sox. I was trying to watch that, but it was blacked out because it was on ESPN, so that stinks.
I really like Drew Thorpe, but that's that's the Drew Thorpe for Plesac, or like Spencer Jones for Plesac would be a fun one.
Do you have like blackmail on Brian Cashman? Do you like?
I mean, I don't think those guys are they that highly rated in other places. I feel like those aren't top 5 guys in their prospect system.
Spencer Jones?
Yeah. Some people love them. Some people didn't love it. Some people, a lot of places didn't have a first round grade on him. Fangraphs didn't have him, had him like 8th in the Yankee system.
I think Brian Cashman would send a police unit to your basement if you offered him Zach Plesac.
Fangraphs has Drew Thorpe rated higher than Spencer Jones.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying. I think the Yankees are pretty high on Spencer Jones, and I like Drew Thorpe too. But I think Brian Cashman is probably blocking your call.
I was just looking at guys at the bottom of the system as I was on roster resource. It wasn't exactly an in-depth one, but just with them needing arms, I just kind of was curious.
Yeah, I don't think Spencer Jones. You know who I would take though. I'm with you on. I'm with you on Drew Thorpe.
Plus, then you get to face Zach Plesac potentially in the postseason, which is going to be good for you.
Somebody said that the Angels could use pitching, but
I just don't think they're going anywhere.
They don't have a good system either. I'm sorry, their system stinks. Someone just said that the Mariners took out Luis Castillo, so we're in business. No, they brought Matt Brash in. We are not in business. We are in worse shape than we were with Luis Castillo. The Mariners have the best bullpen in baseball. They are.
It's them or it's Cleveland. I mean, I still think Cleveland's. I think Cleveland. I for my money, Cleveland has the best bullpen in baseball, and that's not just homerism. I mean, when 99 is dealing with Trevor Stephan, with Emmanuel Clase, if Henches is
by the way,
there, I mean,
Stephan's warming up.
Christian Arroyo is still playing for the Red Sox. Oof.
Yeah. Oof. Matt Brash just wasted Ahmed Rosario. Not a surprise. Matt Brash he's filthy. Shout out to Rigo Beltran. I just saw Matt Trevor Stephan warming up in the bullpen, and I saw Rigo Beltran, the new bullpen coach out there. Looking on
promotion for him.
Yes, I'm a big Rigo Beltran fan. He was great to talk to when he was in.
I have fond memories of him in my OOTP 2005 leagues, where he was like a solid like he had a better career in that game than he did in real life, but he was like a solid like yeoman type of guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Jose Ramirez to get a double here because
Jan is a Cub. Just commenting things. Zach Neto was another guy. Yes, the Angels. Someone saying Neto for. I don't think you get Plesac for Neto with the way Neto played a year ago.
Bieber for Neto.
It's got to be more than that. I think you're. I don't know. I got more faith in Bieber than you do. I guess in terms of pitch. Like Aces still get stuff even as rentals. Like look at what.
Jan Gomes, by the way, did not have a good day defensively either. I did listen to that broadcast for a little bit, and he did not have a great day defensively. John Shambi, by the way, is a great broadcaster. He is on the Cubs Marquee Network, and he is obviously the voice of MLB The Show. I love John Shambi. He is fantastic. What a great get for the Cubs, and what a great get for MLB The Show. If you anybody on here play MLB The Show, give me a comment if you play the show. I'll throw out my gamer tag on. And you can challenge me to a game sometime. So let me know if anybody has. I got to find my gamer tag first. This is how bad I am at things. But
gosh, Jose just looks silly there.
Yeah. Is Don Mattingly the Mariners manager? No, it's not Don Mattingly. It's Scott Service. Why can't I find my Xbox login? Yeah, it's going to be a tough night. I mean, like someone, yeah, that's what I said. Someone brought in the reliever. They took out Luis Castillo. I'm like, that doesn't make things better.
No, this
makes things
like
harder.
In my opinion, this is the second best bullpen in the league.
Let me see. I'm so bad at this. I need to find my user tag. Find me on Xbox.
I don't love Jose and this hyper aggressiveness either, because that was like the problem last year when he got hurt, is he got hyper aggressive, and this is like my concern about him playing through the injury is like, did he develop bad habits from it? Like patient Jose was best Jose.
Mm-hmm. He'll get there. You can play me on MLB The Show at JCLE. I'm on Xbox. It's JCLE 5747. Don't ask me about the numbers, but
there we go. Josh Bell with his first hit. Spoiler.
Jeff with the spoilers.
All night long.
They already have a hit, John. It's their second hit. Will Brennan had a hit that almost took Luis Castillo out.
Yeah.
There, I will throw my.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, you put it in there. Yeah, I have the last version of MLB The Show on my Switch Lite, and I've only used it to play franchise mode. Because
I
like to play baseball games.
So. Yeah, I play franchise and Diamond Dynasty. I like collecting the all the cards. I did all the World Baseball Classic challenges already because obviously World Baseball Classic is the best form of baseball out there. So
Classic. I don't know what that is.
The WBC, Jeff. Your favorite.
Gone. It's gone. I've moved on. I've consciously uncoupled from it.
I will never move on.
What time do we got?
Well, tomorrow's show has been uploaded.
It has not, audio wise. So I'm still working my way through.
If you are a fan of prospects and you like prospect predictions, I'm just going to throw my blog out there. If nobody cares, it's next year in Cleveland.substack.com. I will have minor league predictions out tomorrow. I'm predicting a whole lot of things as far as like best prospect this year, sleepers, busts, breakouts, predicting who's going to the futures game, predicting who's getting called up, and I have some other bold predictions for prospects there. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow from my Twitter account. Yeah, it is still 0-0. This is wild. So Jesus Perez is asking who rookie of the year, so you have to listen to tomorrow's show to who he thinks is going to win rookie of the year is.
But I'll also admit, like, I did not know a lot of guys in the National League.
Popular National League pick was, I think a lot of people picked Kodai Senga from the Mets.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to think who else on the
Ellie De La Cruz just hit me, right? Did he made the Reds?
I don't think he did. No.
No, I think he did. I think I saw that I thought for sure I saw that in that tweet.
I think I would have saw people getting more excited about that because he didn't play today. So if he made the roster, why would he not play?
He is not on the Jeff roster. Tweet.
Nope. Jose Barrero played today at shortstop. So
I mean, he was a big name prospect. Who was on that one?
Yeah, Will Benson made the roster.
Yeah, 10 big league debuts so far were Volpe, Walker, Yoshida, Terang, Colas, Sable, Lukes, Wisely, Engelhart, and Varland. I believe Sable, Wisely, Engelhart were all Rule 5 guys. Maybe Varland too, I want to say.
Engler was for the Tigers. I do know that. Yeah. Sable we know was. I
think
Nolan Jones ran out. Nolan like Jones actually. Is it Gus Varland or Louis Varland?
Gus Varland.
DB Collins. Nolan Jones actually exhausted his rookie eligibility, so he cannot win Rookie of the Year this year. He was up for too long last year, so he is out of rookie eligibility. Did the White Sox end up winning that game? Someone said the White Sox looking good today. I know they made a late error, but I don't know if they ended up winning. They tied the game. The White Sox, they won 3-2. Darn it. Yeah, Franmil Reyes, not a good day. Adley Rutschman went 5 for 5 today.
Yeah, I saw that. Adley Rutschman with
He
very
got
good
on base all 6 times. That's unbelievable.
He's really good.
God, the Astros lost today, but because their bullpen gave up 3 runs. Rafael Montero and Ryan Presley combined to give up 3 runs late in the game. That's pretty unbelievable. Dylan Cease was great. He struck out 10. Dylan Cease probably had the best day pitching. Someone just commented in our Locked On MLB Twitter thread. It was the Mariners host. We should see if Colby wants to come on here on our live. He was like, if you guys didn't see what Matt Brash did against Jose Ramirez, check it out. I'll be on Pitching Ninja. I said I saw it and I didn't love it. Oh, Garrett Cole struck out 11. Yeah. Oh yeah, that Yankees game today was pretty good too. I know. Jeff, you've gone silent, FYI. Nope, can't hear you.
Yeah, I was editing, so I was listing some things. I was just saying that Aaron Judge showing no chill in terms of the team he rejected. But yeah, no, I because I'm listening to our sound file, so when I do, I'm gonna go silent again here. Just make sure that I get the correct ad breaks into the show. But muting again.
Oh, Jeff's just gonna mute himself. Yep, and Jose Ramirez winds up on Pitching Ninja, courtesy of Matt Brash. That is not what you want to see, but here we are.
Okay, I'm done with the edit, so or done with the ads. Not done with all the post on this episode. And here comes my guy.
Already got a strikeout.
Yep. I was trying to. Unfortunately, I lost so much of my things from when I wrote at Scout, but I have a firm second round grade on him. He was definitely the highest rated player on my board going into day 3. No, he may not have been. He was not. Blaine Enlow was the highest rated player going into the second day of the draft.
How'd that work out for you?
No, not as well. But he was definitely one of my 5 best available. And they didn't draft him then either. Right? I think, isn't that Jonathan Rodriguez? They took him that year instead in the 3rd round, maybe?
Poor Jonathan Rodriguez. If you are a minor league fan and you like Jonathan Rodriguez, I got some bad news for you. Got some very bad news for you. Hey, Jared Kelenic got a hit tonight. I did say I still have a lot of faith in Jared Kelenic, and he has a hit tonight.
I used to work with someone who was friends with his family, so I should watch what I say. I don't know. That's I just got some Nick Senzel vibes there. They were kind of scared.
At least Jared Kelenic is healthy, unlike Nick Senzel. Is Cleveland's outfield today the best defensive outfield in baseball? Ooh, that's a good question.
It might be, honestly. It's a good question.
I'd have to look. I mean, that's a pretty good defensive outfield.
Certainly is going to cover the most ground.
You know who's got a good defensive outfield is also the Blue Jays. I don't know. The Blue Jays outfield is George Springer, Dalton Varsho, and Kevin Kiermaier. That might be a pretty good outfield.
I don't know if the minor league package is so it's part of MLB TV.
Yeah, if you have MLB TV, I don't know about Amazon Prime,
you get it. But I assume you should get it that way. Yeah, so I would hazard a guess to say yes.
Oh, Jared Kelenic Miles Strauss got it. These camera angles in Seattle are terrible, by the way. The way it's pretty awful. I am not going to win my parlay tonight because Shane Bieber only had 3 strikeouts. I had him 5+. So
yeah, and that's my fault because you were like, "No, I think the under," and I was like, "No, he'll get there because he looks so good in his last outing." So
yeah, my fault. Listen to the podcast tomorrow night and give you my bets. Blame Jeff because I
blame me. That's on me. I gave you bad advice.
When in doubt, we always blame Jeff on this show.
That's fine. That's how it is with my daughter.
Yeah.
It's always daddy's fault. I'm used to it.
All right, we are scoreless through 7. That is wild, man. This is going to be really interesting. I mean, hey, first game of the year with the pitch clock. They're like, this is going so fast. We're just going to go to extra innings. We're going to give you those extra innings anyway. What a bummer.
Okay, so I have ads in. I have episode up. So I'm done with post. And in approximately 10 minutes, you can download the audio.
Yeah. The we should probably log off at midnight because that will be when the tomorrow's episode is premiering. So you should.
Then we'll be going both ways with that. Speaking of content, if you look on mine, I did not advertise this at all because I haven't had a chance yet. If anyone does want draft content, I did post my entire mock draft I did for the first 28 picks. And I have not retweeted or shared it at all because I want to do an accompanying video because I wrote this back in February. I was working my way through it and I got to like pick 28 and then I didn't have the time that I wanted to have. So I'm going to do like basically me ripping my own picks and saying all the things like my Brendan Taylor take being dumb. So I'm not promoting that I've written it until I've actually done that video that kind of like explains things. But if you just want to read it and you want some draft capsules and you want to see me write like way too much, because I always do, there is, if you go to my Twitter profile and you click the link in there, you can go to I think we think the draft's going to be probably around the All-Star break again. It has not officially been said, but yeah, if you want to read a whole bunch of profiles, if you want to see who I have going to the Guardians and a sleeper to the Guardians, that is definitely in there.
Interesting. So, Shohei Ohtani, I think he is still doing something very impressive tonight. I think is happening.
I do like the TD is literally like Trevor Stephan is awesome, and this camera work on fly balls is brutal. I'm like, hey, just everything we talked about last inning.
I think it's where the cameras are set up in that ballpark is the issue. It's kind of rough, but yeah, there's been a couple times like it's a home run. If Andres Gimenez gets a hit here, I'm gonna be mad because one of my parlays was Andres Gimenez getting a hit, and I need him to get a hit. Somebody pointed out on Twitter Trevor Stephan's velocity was down. All right, I think we just got to make it a rule right now. Yes, Andres Munoz is one of the Mariners. I don't think they have a set closer, but I think he is probably their main closer. I think we need to consider. Yeah, I think we need to consider that this is the first game of the year. Cleveland slow played their guys all last year pitching wise. I know because it was a short spring training, but I know some people pointing out like Bieber's velocity is kind of where it was last year to start the season, and someone pointed out that he was like 93 late in the year, 92-93, and he was 90-91 tonight. Is that right? 90-91? The velocity, right?
Wasn't he 91-92?
Yeah, about 91-92 tonight. And then Trevor Stephan, his fastball tonight was 94-95, which is down from last year. I think we just need to not overreact to April velocity. If Shane Bieber told people last year about that. He was like, yeah, if it happens in June, I'll be concerned about it. And it happened in June, and he was still pitching good in June. So not a big deal. If guys are pitching good, I'm really not that worried. But I'm not going to sit here and freak out about velocities on March 30th, to be honest with you. Like, if you're one of those people who is going to be concerned about that, that's fine. Do you? But I'm not going to sit here and be worried about it on March 30th. If we're talking like May 30th or June 30th, and it's like that, how are they pitching? Are they pitching good? Because Bieber was good last year after May for the most part. So if the velocity is still down and he's still pitching good, then I'd like the velocity to be up ideally. But if they're pitching good, they're pitching good. Like, we all freaked out about Bieber all last season, and it didn't end up mattering. He pitched great in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. But I'm really not going to sit here and panic about anybody's velocity tonight specifically. Am I wrong to do that?
Yes, extremely.
I'm wrong. Okay. I'm wrong a lot, so that's fine. Is De Los Santos after Stephan? No, No, I would probably
know.
guess Karen Check is probably next.
I would bet on 99. Like I feel like it was a little bit. That's why I thought they might go because it was a tie game. I thought we might say De Los Santos last inning.
I don't know, but geez, Will Brennan. Okay, so I am a huge Will Brennan guy, like prospect wise.
I wouldn't leave him in against Paul Sewell.
Well, he's a righty, so I still would. But
here's my
here's my thing with Will Brennan, and he'll have to have time to correct the scouting report. But his the Mariners clearly have his scouting report because of how he just looked. Velocity up and breaking stuff in the dirt, and he goes for it every time. He chases fastballs out of the zone high, and he chases breaking balls in the dirt. Wait,
you just described is Taylor Naquin.
Oh God, I did, didn't I? No,
Tyler Naquin.
I like Will Brennan a lot better than Tyler Naquin. I never.
But that's a scouting report that would be similar. Though, yeah.
Naquin hit breaking balls pretty well. Here's the thing. I guess this is probably the same for Naquin too, but Will Brennan hits everything in the zone. If you throw him a strike, he will hit it. He needs to be a little more patient. That's the thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, is Will Brennan like Stephen Kwan light?" And I'm like, "Yeah, kind of." But here's the problem: Stephen Kwan has elite zone discipline. Like when it's in the zone, he swings and he hits it, and when it's out of the zone, he spits on it. Well, Brennan, like I said, velocity high and breaking stuff low, he unfortunately will chase it. And where Kwan mostly will not. I know people are going to say, well, Kwan chased a lot tonight. He did because Luis Castillo's good and Will Brennan's facing good pitchers too. But that has been Will Brennan's scouting report in the minors, and he is going to have to fix that, I think, in the majors. And I'm guessing he won't play tomorrow, not because of this, but he will not play tomorrow because of Robbie Ray pitching. Robbie Ray can be hit or miss though. Like there's like any given day, Robbie Ray could be any given day he could be a Cy Young winner, and another day he could give up 8 runs. So
yeah, he has definitely had some ups and downs with just his performance. Man, my entire thing right now is Matt Brash. It's either Matt Brash or it's Hunter Renfroe's catch. That is Hunter my Twitter
catch. Oh, I didn't
those
see
two
that.
things.
Yeah, this is gonna be a battle of the bullpens at the end of this thing. I was hoping the game would be over by the time midnight swung around, but here we are. Do we want to keep going?
I guess. Do we just handle the 9th and not go to extras, or?
Yeah, I think if it goes to extras, I need to.
Because it's much later your time than my time. For me, it's like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, and I've had a migraine all day too, so this is even worse for me. Hey, minor league opening day is 2 minutes away. It is almost March 31st. Minor league opening day. I don't know who is going to be pitching. It's just Columbus.
James Altman took old friend Cole Solster yard.
Yeah. Did Cole Solster ever pitch for Cleveland?
No. But he was in the minors for a good long time.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Karen Check is in, and he's got 9-1-2.
I see one person being like, I see someone just going. We were talking about Stefan's fastball being down. It was down in one spring training game, and now it's down this in the regular season. And they gave him a contract extension with the physical. What's going on? I'm like, again, guys, two games. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes here. And even better, Trevor Stephan looked great. He pitched great. He got 5 swings and misses, 3 on the slider and 2 on the fastball. So he looked just fine, and it's going to be okay, guys. Yeah, Karen Check got a haircut. This is the guy you should be watching too at the pitch clock. He is already down to 5 seconds. I think we might have our first violation. Yep. Violation 2, 1. Oh, there it is. Who had James Karinchak with the first pitch clock violation for the Guardians? If you didn't, you bet on the wrong thing. Knew that was coming. He was down to I think the umpire even gave him a few extra seconds because you're supposed to be engaged by 8 seconds left, which I think they need to chill on the 8-second engagement rule.
This might go poorly. He's a little too amped.
I'm not really worried over one little thing. Causation is not correlation.
No, I know, but also like the wild pitch and then.
Yeah, I got people texting left right now. Of course, Karen, the stupid rules coming into play. Well, sorry, Karinchak needs to.
Karinchak went through it with the minors. Like he is one of the guys who has the most experience. Like I watched him in Double-A when this was a thing. Like it's.
I don't think it was that in play back that far. He rehabbed with it last year.
No, it was there when he was. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean it's been in Double-A for a while. I haven't lived in Ohio since 2019.
By the way, I saw a comment today from Major League Baseball. I don't know who made the comment, but they said that spring training violations for the pitch clock were in line with testing last year in the minors, so it was not at a higher rate in spring training
than it was in the minors. Made an Arizona League debut in 2014, and then in 2015 it was put in Double-A and Triple-A.
Okay. Wow, I didn't realize it'd been down there that long.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Okay, so this is the thing. It's been down there so long, and we've gone to so many minor league games we don't even notice it. So I truly don't notice it anymore. It doesn't really impact things. So you're right. Yeah, he should have more experience with it. Well, not the guy you want to walk in front of the top of the order for the Mariners.
No.
This is going to be interesting. At this point,
it looks like a foul ball to me.
I'm still behind, so thanks. I appreciate the spoiler alerts as usual.
I mean, everyone in the comments as well. You're behind the comments too.
I am behind the comments. I didn't even see the hit. Is there a hit?
No, it was a foul ball. Like, so he.
Oh, there was a hit. Okay.
No, foul it's a foul tip, and then he drops it.
Terry Francona going to get kicked out of the first game of the year.
But they should have. So what they're saying that it was could they not review it? The foul tip?
Because it came out as walk. It came out as Nino's glove. I don't know.
Well, then it
doesn't matter because let's be honest, J.P. Crawford's taking second here if he hasn't already. If you're ahead of me, J.P. Crawford's going to be on second here.
Yeah, but it's like if it's a foul tip, then he's not on first. You get another pitch to try to.
So the umpire says that wasn't reviewable.
Yes, and saying that it was so high it's a ball, so then he gets first base instead of it being a foul tip. I don't have sound on, so that is the way that I view it.
I don't have it on either. I'm just going.
So since we're doing this, I feel like it must have been they decided that he didn't. Well, then wouldn't he have just swung through it, or he's giving him a check swing?
Ron Kolpa just straight up said it's not or not Ron Kolpa, whoever it is, the umpire just straight up said it's not reviewable. And Karinchak can't throw his fat. Usually it is the curveball he can't throw for a strike. Now it's the fastball, so maybe he should throw a few curveballs. But maybe
like I said, he looked amped up from the start. You just have those.
Yeah.
Those days.
Did Karinchak cut his hair so he wouldn't go to it for sweat like last year or get accused of it of having a substance in there? Is that why he cut his hair?
Maybe he just didn't like the feel of the long hair.
I don't know, but he's still doing his ball toss here. Mm-hmm. We're at 13 seconds, and he has 10, 9, 8, 7. 6, 5. Oh, he's going to throw. You have no pickoff move, James Karinchak. Jeez. I don't know why you bother. At least he held the runner on. I will give him credit for that. Usually doesn't even bother to throw over. Oh, he's about to get another one. He is off the. Oh, the pitch clock's off. Someone must have called time. I don't know. I kind of like looking at the element. If you don't screw it up, it's kind of interesting. Shaking off Zunino. Jeez, man. Yeah, Crawford knows he's got one throw over left. He is looking feisty. Should have traded Karinchak in the offseason. I would have been okay with that. We talked about that multiple times over the offseason, to be honest. I would have said the same thing, truthfully. But here's the thing. Everybody knows his issues. Like, this is not a secret. Oh, he's about to get another one. Oh my God. Oh, he got the pitch off. Good for him. Julio just missed it. But here's the thing. Everybody in baseball knows his concerns with the pitch clock and his stuff, and people think that some
of the inconsistencies and some of the concerns about him being a baseball doctor. So
right. Like, everybody knows this. So if you trade him, you are still trading him with all those concerns. It's not like you're pulling one over on other teams and they're like, oh, we didn't know this was going on with this guy. Yeah. So you were not gonna get like value for him based on that. Why is nobody stealing on him? I don't know. That's a good. Why aren't they stealing on him? Because this is like the what was it? John Lester. Remember John Lester could not throw to first base at all. He wouldn't pick anybody off.
Well, he had like the yips, right?
Yeah. But nobody ever stole off him. Like, he didn't allow that many steals. Guys still like wouldn't do it. And I'm like, why don't they run more? But same thing with Karinchak, right? Why aren't they running more?
I mean, last year they did. He got a lot.
He did. He had some of the slowest home to first times last year, and he really cost Austin Hedges quite a bit throwing the baseball last year. Trevor Stephan is guilty of this too, by the way. Trevor Stephan had some of the worst stolen base rates
almost
last
that
year.
Entire bullpen was just.
You know what? Karinchak and Stephan last year allowed more steals than Shane Bieber did. More guys stole off of those two than Shane Bieber, and obviously less than half the innings. So that just tells you how bad those guys were getting to home. So, like, I complained last year about Austin Hedges' throwing arm and how he didn't throw as many guys out last year.
I mean, it was also noticeably in decline.
It was. But all right, what's up, Ethan? From Locked On Pirates. Did the Pirates win today? Hey, the Pirates won on opening day. Good for Ethan.
So that's one of their 10 wins this year. I'm kidding.
Oh.
I love JT Brubaker. You know how many times have I had shows about trying to acquire him?
Go Zips.
We did 5-4. What's it like to score a run?
What is it like to score a run? Ethan, tell us what it's like to score a run.
What's it like to score a run? I'm just going to how many pitches is he at now? I mean, this inning has been.
It's about to be 18, or he's already at 18 because you guys are all ahead of me for some reason. Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah. He is at 18.
The relievers last year really put Hedges in a bad spot, though. So.
He did, but he also.
Oh, look at that. O'Neal Cruz hit a home run. He had 2 hits. He had 2 walks. What a day for O'Neal Cruz. Austin Hedges, by the way, today.
Nice. I like that they had a bet. Did you see that Steve has to wear black and gold? They made a bet with the Locked On Pirates, Locked On Reds.
Oh, I thought it was he had to do a podcast in his underwear. I thought that's what it was. I think I read that wrong. Should have been more fun than that. Hey, old friend Carlos Santana, 0 for 4 with a walk and 2 strikeouts, and Austin Hedges 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Good for him. I
mean, for Austin Hedges, that'll be one of his 5 best offensive performances this year.
Yeah, future Guardians reliever David Bednar, 2 strikeouts and the save. No, I thought David was the guy.
They're never going to trade for a high-priced reliever. No, I mean that's like the one thing they don't need to go out of their way to get.
Yeah, this has been a rough inning for. I mean, to his credit, he's been hanging in there, but
this is also that was like one of the worst pickoff attempts I've ever seen.
At least he's throwing over. Let's be honest. I mean.
No, it's not the same. Oh, and then he just hit someone. Jeez Louise. Like, is anyone up? This is, yeah, one out, and he is imploding.
It's the first game of the year. I don't know.
Like I said, it's just the variance with him has always been a concern for me, and the variance.
Who's next out of the pen? Is it De Los Santos? Yeah, it's not time for Tim Herron, right? This is where you would love to have Sam Hentges.
Yes, this is where you'd like to see Hentges, but if it's
got to be De Los Santos after this. If you're not going to Class A, you're not winning. So
I mean, one would argue you should go to Class A. This is your high leverage situation in the 8th inning, like. De Los Santos is the only guy up, though, so it'd be him.
Yeah. Carl Willis is coming out.
Big-brained baseball would be actually go to Class A because this is the high-leverage situation. It is. The game pivots more on this point than it does the 9th.
Right. If you don't have a lead, then what's the point of saving your closer, right? You got to get to the 9th inning with the lead to do that. So,
to use what my students say, big brain thinking.
You're absolutely right. I mean, look, this is why I have such a problem with baseball and how they use relievers. Like, you gotta wait to the 9th inning to use your best reliever. I'm like, no, this is the ball game right here. If he doesn't get out of this, then it's game over because they're gonna go to Andres Munoz and we're gonna see you tomorrow at 10-10 again. And who's up? Ty France? Like, this is not the guy you want Class A for. Yes, it is.
That's why you gotta get Wong. Wong is before you get into the heart of this team. This is not the guy you want.
Jeez. Here's the other thing too is, you only got one lefty out there and it's inexperienced, and like this is not the spot you want to put Tim Herron.
And you got lucky he got through Julio. Like that's it. But
I know.
But at the same time, you don't want Herron isn't Teoscar a righty?
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's the Mariners are not elected.
And there it is. That's game.
Oh, you're ahead of me. Thanks. I don't know what happened, so I'm just waiting for something to happen. Don't tell me. I'll just watch and get angry all over. That guy out of the ballpark?
Yep.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, that's ball game. Okay.
Yep, that's a game.
Good for the Mariners. I think we can call the night, gentlemen. That's going to be the game. They are not scoring 3 runs off of Andres Munoz. They couldn't score 3 runs in 7 innings or 8 innings. So that'll do it. Thanks for tuning into the live version of Locked On Guardians and being depressed with us to staying up this late to have a loss like that. Wow.
I mean, and here's my bigger problem. So before we sign off, if you go into this inning, he walks Crawford. We have a mound visit, then we get the Crawford walk, the delay on field, the single, the hit pitch, like another mound visit. Why is he still in there? Like, why is he still in there at that point? He should not have been in there to face Ty France. Because honestly, it's like their second best hitter after Julio is Ty France. Like, you need to go get someone before he faces France. That's not a matchup you want.
Didn't we say on yesterday's podcast that because of the pitching matchups in the series that it'd be really good to win the James Bieber. I saw James Quinlan on my on the broadcast. It'd be great to win the Shane Bieber start because the rest of the series is giant pitching discrepancies, and they're not going to win the Shane Bieber start. So here we go.
Now Bieber's out. Let's see. Official ERA to start the year for him it's always 0. That fun thing. Or not Bieber's Bieber. ERA, no, I mean Karen Chalk. 81 for 99.
You want a silver lining? Lining? Last year, that pitch would have came at 1:10 a.m. Eastern. Instead, it came at 12:10 a.m. Eastern this time around because of the pitch clock. So you stayed up late to watch that. Disappointing, but hey, last year you would have stayed up later. No? Not good enough? No. Yeah, he should.
I'm just debating if I want to record my Locked On now and just go ahead and just be
Might as well. I don't think anything's going to change.
I might just go and record the now and then hope that I can somehow jinx this. But yeah, no. Thank you to everyone who jumped in. Thank you again to Landon. Who...
I tweeted that. I said at least that happened at 12:10 a.m. Eastern, not 1:10. Andre responded. It's like, oh, yeah, great.
Yeah.
There was no selling high. I keep seeing people on Twitter saying should have sold high on Karinchak. There was no selling high. Everybody in baseball knew this. Everybody in baseball knew that he was going to his hair for sweat and rosin and God knows what else in his hair, even though he didn't get caught.
And he spent he had an injury issue, but we also knew he came unglued the year before. Like,
yeah, the injury issue, and then everybody knew he was going to have issues with the pitch clock. Like,
the pitch clock. But he shouldn't because he had the pitch clock throughout his entire minor league career. But he also didn't have the ball flip there. So
there was no selling high. Like, you can't say they should have sold high. There was no selling high. Everybody in baseball had access to this information. They knew. They watched the games too. There was no selling high.
He has a lot of negatives attached to him just due to the fixing the baseballs, the inconsistencies.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to panic.
And yes, it is a 4-game series.
I'm not going to panic over one game. Let's see how things go. They're not going to trade him. It's pointless to trade him right now because
we'll see.
They're not but one game. That's so ridiculous. No.
But it's like if he pitches well, could he be moved at the deadline if everyone's healthy? Yeah. Like, they have the depth that maybe that makes sense there.
I guess it depends on how guys take to roles. If Sam Hentges is going to be healthy, does Tim Herron stick up at the major league level throughout the year?
I think it says a lot that you look at the pool of guys that they were talking extensions with, and he was not part of that pool.
Oh, they never were going to. No, there was never. I don't think there was even a thought about that. I mean,
no. But they're willing to sign two elite relievers, not him. And I think that also kind of goes back to your point about that.
But also different points in their career too. Like there was no, I wouldn't be.
Karinchak might be younger than Stefan.
Well, not in terms of control. I'm saying
he's only got like one less year of control too.
Will Cody Morris be healthy? Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I would
love. No, they're basically the same age, and no, they're going to be free agents at the same time.
Stefan and Karinchak?
It says a free agent in 2017 for Karinchak. If
2017?
2027 for both. Yeah, they're the same. They're both 27, and they're both going to be free agents at the exact same time. So it's interesting. Exact same age, exact same free agency track. Because 99 is a Super 2. That's why he got money.
That's right. That's right.
So Karinchak is 70 days older. So, yeah. So it is very interesting that he wasn't in that group, even though you're talking about two guys, the exact same path, the exact same age, the exact same free agency.
Yep. No surprise.
Yeah.
Well, hey, at least this loss is only going to take till 12:30. Like I said, last year it would have taken until 1:30 a.m. Eastern. So you can get an extra hour of sleep because of the pitch clock. You're welcome.
I don't like the new game day that they side note have on MLB.com. This is not good.
It sucks.
I don't know why they wanted to dick with it. It's like just keep the same old. This one's awful. But hey, you got Miles Straw leading things off.
That'll be fine.
You have the three guys in the ninth inning are combined 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. So thumbs up, everyone.
At least could I have won my parlay tonight? Jeez.
No. You just have to feel all the pains. Listen, it's not going to be a fun 4 games. Seattle's very good.
I will not be surprised if Cleveland goes into Oakland 0-4. Just saying.
Nor will I. But then you got to take care of business in Oakland because Oakland's bad.
Yeah,
Oakland's competing for a bottom 5 record. And they struggled with Seattle a year ago. Seattle had their number consistently.
This could be a playoff matchup. So I think that the important thing to remember is it's hard to hit them, and don't throw James Karinchak against Seattle. That's the takeaway, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're talking about the replay as the foul tip is like the key point of that inning. I see that, and I don't know if it's a foul tip. I don't know. I don't see it.
I think it's a foul tip.
That could have changed the whole. I mean, I guess it didn't matter because that was a walk. I guess he could have came back to get him, but
yeah, it ends up being a walk instead. But it's like you get him. That's still that's
he
only
probably
2
still
outs.
would have walked him anyway. Let's be honest.
But let's say even if you get him, that's still 2 outs. Ty France is still coming to the mound and still probably hitting a home run, so it's a 2-0 lead instead of a 3-0 lead.
Yeah. You just want to go the distance at this point where we were gonna sign off 10 minutes ago, and we're 3 outs away. You just want to go the distance.
I mean, our viewership did like halve at that point. That's the point where people were kind of sad. Miles Straw, nice knowing you. Travis d'Arnaud went 4 for 5 today. Again, pointing out it's valuable having multiple good catchers. I think I'm just going to be in a.
How many people told us over the offseason, you don't need that many catchers. You can't. What are you going to do with all those catchers? They can't all play. Yeah, well, Sean Murphy's great. Travis d'Arnaud is good. And yeah.
Travis d'Arnaud is better than anyone Cleveland has. Better than anyone's going to play for Cleveland for this year.
Travis d'Arnaud would be the best catcher to play for Cleveland since Victor Martinez.
I mean, peak Yan Gomes was pretty darn good. As was like peak that 1 year Roberto Hernandez, like that first half before he like hurt his heel,
Roberto Hernandez
became the paper mache man.
Hey, he got a hit today. Okay, he got a hit.
And tomorrow he is going to be a villain in a movie for M. Night Shyamalan. He's going to take over the Mr. Glass role for Samuel L. Jackson, from what I understand.
It's brutal.
But true. Listen, the only immunity he needs is his own body, which still amuses me since he is someone who... Did he leg it out? Nope.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you brought that up. Oh,
well, it's just funny for a guy who can't stay healthy to like make these bold claims. I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to be trusting that dude. Like, I don't know if I want to sit there and make bold claims, and your body seems to break down every year.
Have you noticed tonight? There haven't been very many hits. Let's be honest, but I have not seen anything where the shift would have hurt someone or would have gotten that. That has not happened tonight. The shift
is overrated. Let's be honest; it really did not affect.
Well, but I mean, but there's been no outcomes tonight where I was like, oh man, he would have got him if he could still shift on him, or he got a hit because there's no shift. That has, I mean, there's been very few hits. That's why, but I haven't seen any like, oh man, the shift not being there. It's Andres Munoz is really good. That was,
and they got Munoz and France in the Austin Nola deal. And they weren't the centerpieces. Taylor Trammell was the centerpiece in that deal, but they got Munoz because, again, San Diego can't develop pitching, and Ty France, who I really liked. That was a heck of a deal for them. I mean, I talk about great GMing.
Yeah, they did that a lot. Hey, Med Rosario got a hit. Look at that. The shift wouldn't have mattered there. There was a ball in between Naylor and Jimenez would have been out last year by going
it. There we go.
What?
Nothing.
Hey, don't now. Okay, now you're not going to spoil things for me. That figures. I already saw the Med Rosario hit. Is there something else?
No.
Oh, look at that! They're in business. This is where Josh Bell needs to come up big. Oh, my God. Okay. Now I'm glad we stayed on. Josh Bell, can this happen?
Or do you walk Bell to get the nailer?
I don't think it matters. No.
No, I guess you wouldn't walk the winning run on.
No. Did he get a double out of that, or was that a single? It doesn't matter. I lost the parlay anyway. Damn it! Am I allowed to say that?
It's not a podcast. So. Oh, did that not?
I lost my parlay, and I needed the two bases from Jose for the parlay, but I already lost the parlay anyway. So
no, it was a double, so he gave you that.
Yeah, but I know, but I lost that parlay already, but I would have needed that.
Pirates legend Josh Bell. I remember when Josh Bell had that huge season with the Pirates.
Wow!
I thought he was going to be a future MVP candidate, and he's just been a little too inconsistent since then.
Okay, nobody's able to catch tonight because I got to say, Cal Raleigh let a couple balls squeeze by him too. So I don't. Maybe what is going on tonight with the catching? Maybe are the balls off or
they slick?
What is happening? I don't know. That's a good question. But I am seconds behind the people. Don't spoil this for me. Don't say anything. Don't react. React 3 seconds later. Okay. Don't do this. It's that crisp Seattle air. I want to go to Seattle. This ballpark looks great.
I got my cousin lives in Seattle, and I have not been back since her wedding.
A buddy of mine went there a couple of years ago, and he really said it was a great atmosphere.
It was awesome, and we keep saying we need to get out there. It's just finding time.
Well, that'll do it. Hey, it was.
Are you ahead of me?
It wasn't a boring ending.
Oh, there we go. Were you ahead of me? I mean, I just saw the ending now.
No. I just happened to get the notification on my phone, so it spoiled it for me. But hey, it was not a boring ending. The last time the Guardians won the first game of the season, they were not the Guardians, obviously, but I'm trying to think. They won the opener in 2020 because I know Shane Bieber pitched his butt off, but I think before that, I think it was 2017 when they faced the Rangers.
At least Bieber doesn't pick up the loss in his last opening day start in Cleveland.
Ouch. And on that note, thanks for watching.
That's how I'm going to lead off the Lockdown now. I'm going to go record that since I got to get that done. Right. And thank you, everyone who joined us.
Yes, log off of live and go watch tomorrow's podcast because it's now today.
I don't know. It's a good question, Ethan. I have no idea who has the longest opening day win streak, but here's for everyone who's like bonus coverage, we just thought we'd throw this as a live an hour and a half later.
Didn't think we'd still be on.
No, but thank you all who joined us. Thank you again to Landon who gave us a tip. I didn't even know that was a thing that could happen. So thank you, either. Kind sir. I don't think he's in here anymore, but I appreciate that. And Landon Frame. Your name is going to be in my mind. Maybe
this
forever.
Is the Landon Framecast.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. No one's ever given us money before. I feel like we got some
people
tips.
Who we work for give us money for this, but nobody who listens gives us money for this. So
I think the Guardians will be fine. Don't overreact, people. The Guardians are going to be fine. The Seattle team is incredibly good. Luis Castillo is one of the best pitchers in the American League. This is
There's no shame in going 161-1. Okay, that's a totally acceptable record.
They're going to be after they lose all 4 of these games. They'll go 158-4. Right. That's
a fine record too. That's a fine record too.
Yeah, there we go. But the upside is Oakland is on deck to cure what ails you in between the poop sandwich that is having to face the Mariners. So.
Yeah, 7 times in 10 days. Yikes.
Yeah, so it's not going to be fun to start the year, but we will have fun with it. So we will keep it fresh.
That, real quick, after that, you have the Yankees. That's tough. But after that,
the Yankees are so beat up pitching wise. You're pitching game 3, right?
You're catching them at a good time. And
Justin's pitching game 3 of that series. So
I am. I'm getting warmed up as we speak. Oh, that's a Terrace Majors train. Crap. You have the Nationals, the Tigers, and the Marlins, and then the Rockies. And then the Red Sox to end the month. So if you get past that stretch with the Mariners here, this month is very easy. So
and then it goes Yankees still beat up, Twins, that'll be fun. Then Tigers, Angels. So it's not so mid-May that you get White Sox, Mets, White Sox, Cardinals, Orioles, Twins. Yeah. You have murderer's row. I mean, mid-May to June is going to be rough.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Just get past these first.
You have this nice built-in cushion. So I got to go record it now. So everyone. Adieu. Have a good day. There can be only one, and all of those other fun movie references. But thank you all for joining us, and go Guardians, go.